Bobby Jones, and you're watching Positive Talk with Mike.
Praise God bless you, sir. Let's open up with a word of prayer. Father God, in the name of Jesus.
Yes, you were to redeem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm not going to be that long. Welcome, young man. I thank God for an opportunity just to talk to y'all. And I was asking God, what to talk to you guys about. And this is just an awesome opportunity to get to speak to young men, because you guys are our future. And it's important that you guys know that you are our future. And a lot of times we go through life, just playing, not really planning for the life that's ahead of us. We play a lot of times, especially boys or men, or even grown men, we still playing. We get through, and we play through life, and we mess around, and you're 30, 40 years old, and life has passed you by. These are very important years of your life that you start growing and maturing and finding out, what it is that you're here for. And we've been, I think, misled about who we are and what our purpose is. And that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about, is discovering your gift. How many of you know that when God created you, He created you with a gift? That you have a special gift that only you can fulfill, and the reason why He created you. How many know what the gifts are? You know what your gift is? What is it?
Being able to have a lot of skills.
Being able to have a lot of skills. When we're born, God gives us a purpose, and how to discover your purpose is in your gift. And in Proverbs 18:16, it says, your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men. And I never knew that I had a gift, because as a young black man, we wasn't taught to go to God to find out what my purpose is. We're not taught. We're taught to go to the world to find out why am I here, because everybody want to grow up and be a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, but that may not be what God has created you for. And everybody's not going to be a basketball player. Everybody's not talented to be a basketball player. Everybody's got a purpose, though, in life. And God had created you when He made you with a purpose. Everything He made with a purpose. Y'all know that, right? The ants do things, the birds do things, the bees do things. Everything that God created, He created with a purpose. And a lot of times, as a black culture, we don't know what our purpose is, because we're taught, grow up, get a job. And there's nothing wrong with working a job, but you got to find your purpose, because your purpose will create the businesses that you were created, because it's bigger than a job. A lot bigger. How many of us want to be successful and have money and live a successful life? Well, it's going to take more than 9 to 5 to do that. Y'all know that, right? And I got to go with the word, because the word says a blessed man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So it won't happen with a job. That means I have to create a business and an idea that God will give you. And everything starts with an idea. This table was an idea. Them shoes you're wearing is an idea. Everything starts with an idea. And God gave you a creative mind and imagination to create the wealth that you're going to need to build the businesses that you're going to have to create, to have the wealth to leave to your family, because it's a lot bigger than you. When God created us, and a lot of times we die and go to the grave without fulfilling our purpose, because we don't know what our purpose is, especially black men, because we've been really brought to a place in our lives where we're taught to go work for somebody else. But in order to have the wealth, you got to create some wealth. And it's not going to be handed to you. And so if we go back to the Creator who created us, we'll find out what our purpose is. And it's a process. It is a process that you're not just going to get overnight. But, again, the word says that your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men. Meaning that if you ever find out what your purpose is, why God created you, then you can fulfill the destiny that God has prepared for us. And there are so many people in the graveyard that did not fulfill their purpose. There's so much unfulfilled people in the graveyard because it's going to take some work to create or fulfill your purpose, because a lot of times we're just stumbling around this earth not knowing why we're here. And we look for the world to define why am I here. But only God can tell you why He created you. A job cannot tell you that. And I wish I could have stumbled upon some of this stuff when I was you guys' age, where I would have been seeking God rather than seeking the world, like Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan had gifts and talents and stuff, but I don't have his skills. But everybody want to be a Michael Jordan, you know. Everybody want to be, you know, some of these other athletes, but everybody's not going to be an athlete. I can't do what Michael Jordan does. I didn't put in the talent. I don't have the talents or the gifts that Michael Jordan has. Everybody has their own talents and gifts that God has created you for. And you need to go back to the Creator to find out why you are here. And that's something that I don't think we're taught. You know, especially as a black culture, you know, it's like the Jews. By the time they're 12, they're considered men. They have a bat mitzvah, and they've been taught and trained in business. They are the wealthiest people on this planet. Did y'all know that?
No.
They are. By the time they're 12, they're men. But they've been raised up and taught how to run a business. Not running the McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? And that's where your wealth and your growth comes in, is learning a business or some idea. God gives us creative ideas because we have an imagination. And you have to be trained up into those things, but you've got to be pulled and dragged or taught what to do, how to do it, and have mentors that can train you into it in order to be successful. And I know everybody wants to be successful, but there's a process to be successful. And we need to find a sense of our purpose, a sense of value, to feel important. We need to feel important. It's a sense of meaning, why we are, what we do. Everybody wants to feel important. It's a God-given thing that God has placed in us for us to feel important. We all want to feel important. And I ran across a lot of scriptures, and I've been through, I've had it all, lost it all, gave it away, you name it. You know, I've been through a lot. You know, I thank God that I'm still here. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. I came here about 5 years ago. My daughter moved here from Detroit. A young man knows my grandkids. And I have stumbled through things until I started seeking out and asking God, and God started revealing things to me, my purpose of why I'm here. You know, and I wish I could have got it a lot earlier, but, and my plan is to become wealthy. I'm not too old to become wealthy. I realize that in statistics it says that most men hit their wealthy place by age 50. So I still got time, y'all. And it takes a while to create the wealth, to have the desires to leave something for somebody else, and things that God has placed in you has to be discovered. You can't mimic anybody else, because God don't want, He didn't create you an original to become a carbon copy of somebody else. Michael Jordan, you know how y'all do all those stuff. No, God is, you know, we all have our own creativity inside of us. But it's on the inside that is pulled out, that you learn who you are and your purpose is. And it's something that you can't get overnight. It takes a process. Most of the times our parents know what we're gifted and talented in, more so than us. It's like a Tiger Woods. His dad kept pressing him to play golf. He didn't even want to play golf. But his dad saw that the boy was talented and gifted in that area, and he kept pressing him. Look at the Jackson 5. Them boys could sing a little bit. So their parents kept pushing them, and they became who they were. They were successful. Were they happy and fulfilled? That I can't say. Did Michael Jackson fulfill his purpose in life? Who can answer that? Huh? Because he got caught up. He didn't fulfill his purpose in life because he got caught up in thinking it was all about Michael Jackson, and we get detoured in drugs and alcohol and women and all this other stuff that come along with fame. So when you discover yourself, you have to stay humble and ask for help in areas where you need the help at. But there's a sense of purpose that you need. You need to set values, a sense of meaning, a sense of fulfillment, and starting things that you finish. Always have a desire to start and finish a project. Because look at Donald Trump. A lot of people think that people that have money that they just sit around all day or they play or they just, you know, live that extravagant life without sacrifices. But most successful people get up early in the morning. Most successful people get up early in the morning, and by noon they've done more than you've done probably all week. Most successful people are up early in the morning. Ask yourself, he can tell you how early he gets up to get started with the things he wants to do. And success is a place of prepared. And in your purpose, you'll enjoy what you're doing. That man back there on the camera, I guarantee you that man enjoys what he does. That man calls me sometimes after he films. I do produce a TV show as well. I haven't gotten into all those kinds of things yet. That man calls me at 2 o'clock in the morning about a show he filmed. Because he enjoys what he does. And so that's part of this, you know, finding your talents and your gifts out is enjoying what you do. Okay, a lot of times people do things that they don't enjoy. And they go home and they just live a life that they're not fulfilled in. And that's not what God called you for. God called you with a purpose. He allowed you to be on this earth, and He has a purpose for you. And your purpose is a lot bigger than you. And you have to allow Him to mold you into what you need to be. And take life kind of serious. Because it goes by, the Bible says, like a vapor. It goes by real quick. And I commend that brother LC to take time out to mentor you guys. I'm mentoring homeless men right now. I'm housing them. Older guys that wouldn't give.
God's the only one that knows your purpose.
God's the only one that knows your purpose. God revealed it to you?
No, you gotta work for it.
Will He reveal it to you? Will He let you know what your purpose is? Yes.
He will.
How can you fulfill it if you don't let you know? He'll let you know. You also got to be available to know it. You know, you got to be available with certain moves you got to be making in order to embrace it. You might even be revealed your purpose and still never live it. What kind of life is that? What kind of life is that? I'm sure that all these men who locked up behind bars, you think that was their purpose? Sean. I thought you was.
Like everything, the dream that you want to do, you can always want to do it. You can think about it like towards when you grow up and stuff.
It's good stuff. All right, y'all clap it up for Pastor Pastor Mike. I want to make sure that y'all hear that and understand that, because we tell you these things, that what you do today, it matters where you end up. If God see fit for you to be 35, 40, I know you get tired of hearing me saying it, what you do today, it matters 100%. This ain't no joke. Life is life. You live in life, and you prepare for what's to come. So the things that we tell you, it's real. So.
For my sake.
God bless you, sir. Let's open up with a word of prayer. Father God, in the name of
Welcome to a new show with Positive Talk with Mike. Well, the show specializes on giving back to the community, people giving back to the community, church organizations. And if you'd like to see your pastor interviewed or something that you guys are doing positive in the community, give us a call at 313-346-3229. Or you can go to or email me at michaelmcdougal1960@gmail.com.
I want to make sure that y'all hear that and understand that, because we tell you these things, that what you do today, it matters where you end up. If God see fit for you to be 35, 40, I know you get tired of hearing me saying it, what you do today, it matters 100%. This ain't no joke. Life is life. You live in life, and you prepare for what's to come. So the things that we tell you, it's real. So, I reveal it to you.
I give you all praise.
Will he reveal it to you? Will he let you know what your purpose is? How can you fulfill it if you don't let you know? He'll let you know. You also got to be available to know it. You got to be available to certain moves you got to be making in order to embrace it. You might even reveal your purpose and still never live it. What kind of life is that? What kind of life is that? I'm sure that all these men who locked up behind bars, you think that was their purpose? John. I thought you were.
So we lift your name, we lift your high above the earth.